I see Mimi's coming in and joining us. Good morning. Oops, I've got a phone call I've got to take real quick. Good morning.
Good morning.
That's Julie was with us, all right. Mimi just was there. Oh, there you are. Hi. And Marcia's here, except that doesn't, is that Marcia? I only see half your head. Not connected with the audio yet.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. How are you, Mimi?
Good, thank you.
Is the air cleaner now for you?
Yes, thank goodness.
Boy, we had a long spell there, Julie, with,
What about
you know, like don't breathe outside kind of air quality here in Oregon. It was bad.
I'd heard that sounds as an asthmatic, that sounds like my worst nightmare.
It was. 2 people entered the waiting room, admit. Why do they do this waiting room? I don't want to do a waiting room. I just want to let people in. It's like, oh, you have to wait until I admit you.
Yeah, they've made it mandatory that it has to be a waiting room or a password. And it's just, I get they're trying to just safeguard things, but when you know the people you're sending it out to, you wish you could just have a link. Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't mind getting on early and making sure that I've got my finger ready to admit people.
And you'd think that you as the planner would be able to control that and open it up.
It didn't used to be that way either, but now they've changed it so it is like Julie said, and whatever. I tried to undo it, you know, so I could just let you guys in. It's like, yeah. I'm so important, I have to screen you. Do I see Bill Greil here?
Yeah, but Bill Greil's got to change his name. There we go. That was Grandpa Bill.
Well, I was wondering who Grandpa was. Well, nice that you could join us, Bill. Hi, Marvin. I see Marvin's here.
Hi.
And Monica joined us. Kevin,
hi, Bill. How you doing?
like I see his office, but not him.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we all?
Doing well, thank you. Oops, man, I got to keep my finger on that admit button. 2 people live in it. Okay, Bev Walker. Here comes Bev. Hi, Jill.
Hi there.
Nice to see you. How's the air down there? Can you breathe?
It's gorgeous. It has been, it's beautiful the last few days.
Finally.
Yes.
Where are you, Jill?
Medford, Oregon.
Medford.
It's close to the southern border.
Right. Certainly is. My son used to manage a little bar in Ashland.
Oh, yeah. Which one?
Yeah. Orion's Irish Pub.
Oh, very cool.
Irish Pub. Yeah.
Okay, Tom has entered. 2 more people have entered. Let's see if I can just do this way. Admit. I'm learning this. Patty Scott just joined us. Here comes Tom. Who haven't I? Jerry Finnegan. Good morning.
Morning.
Marcia's iPad. I know that you're not Marcia.
I'm Rand. Hey, Tom Bennett, give me a makeup, will you?
Absolutely. You need it.
I'm trying to keep my attendance right at about 500%.
Oh, there you go. Oops, 13%. Oh, let's see, iPad is waiting to come in. Should I let iPad in? I guess so. Of course, I keep changing my name when I'm doing these meetings to my name, which is Chris. And they keep changing it back to meeting presenter because this is a district Zoom account.
Yeah.
So if I take off my video, then they show this pin instead of my cute little face. But I guess I just have to stay engaged.
Julie, are you in Evanston?
Yes, I am. Still, most of us are still working remotely, but I live in Evanston as well. And heads up, my cat might be crashing this meeting because technically I'm in his office and borrowing from him. But yeah, I do feel grateful that, oh, hi, look at that sweet kitty.
I have twins. This is only one of them.
But I do feel grateful, like they've really done a good job about setting up safe guidelines for us to, if you wanted to go back into the office, like it's very specific timing. And to me, it sounded like exhausting. I'm like, I'm going to be too worried about breaking the rules that I'll just stay home.
Yeah, I think that's probably smart.
Oh,
I'm
I
a
see.
Deerfield High School graduate.
Oh, okay. Very
I
nice.
worked in Skokie when I was right out of college.
Our neighbors. Yeah, that's great.
I
Evanston's really
see
pretty.
Corey Lepardi is joining us, as is Dan Smith from our E-Club. I say our E-Club like, we own it, but we do. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. I just do it naturally. My personality. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
And Corey's here.
Hi, Corey.
Yeah, you guys know each other. It's because of Corey that I tracked you down, Julie.
Ah. And
And
Corey.
Carol's here from Cottage Grove Club.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. Everybody's got clean air to breathe, feeling good, got your coffee. Whoops, I start paying attention to you guys and I quit admitting people. Okay, we got Janet Houston and Jerry and person is. Okay. I'm going to give it another couple minutes and we'll start, okay, Julie?
That works.
And then people can come in and I'll just try to keep letting them in as they join us. iPad 3, did you already? I think I already let you join. Lynn Grilly. Marvin, you've been quiet.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those days, late night.
Okay. Well, then I'm not going to get used to it.
Okay, that's all right. No, I've been really involved with trying to get our school bond measure passed because it's a no increase school bond. So calling people at night and then standing on the corners and passing out flyers to the free lunch kids at the different schools. So it's been busy.
Well, there's all these different important things to be doing, COVID or not. Janet Houston just joined us. Patty Scott just joined us. Don Welch is here.
I couldn't figure out, I had no audio, but it's because the audio was going to my headset, which was way over there. I eventually heard it.
We're all going to be Zoom experts by the time this is done. Next month, our focus area, this is a preview for those of you that got here early on time, is going to be our own Corey Lepardi. Now I own you, you see. He's going to be talking about how to run hybrid meetings. And I think that's something that we've had a lot of requests for, is that some people want to start meeting, some people are afraid to. How do you engage everybody? So this is going to be I really look forward to that one. It'll be the third Tuesday of next month, November, be practically Thanksgiving. Whew. You'll be thawing out your turkey by then. Okay, well, let's get this show on the road, because we only have an hour, and I know you guys have lots of other things you could be doing with your valuable time. So Julie Aubry is coming to us from Evanston, Illinois, where you saw her bio probably several times on Facebook, in the district newsletter, on the DAC-DB page. I'm really excited to get her. She's all about membership in our two zones, in zone 26, 27. So she helps the Western United States and up into Canada, correct, Julie? I'm just making this stuff up. And I reached out and said, hey, would you mind talking to us and facilitating a session on having fun social events? That's what the poll said last month that everybody wanted. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And so Julie's got a little program presentation she's going to make just to get us thinking and started. And I'll let her run the show from there. So Julie, it's all yours. And I'm going to make you a co-host here, because I don't think I did that.
Excellent. Yeah, I was going to say I'll have to share my screen, but it's good morning, everyone. So nice to see you. Thank you, Christine, for inviting me to participate in this. If you'll give me 1 second, I am going to share my screen and we'll get this going. All right. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, yeah, I'm really excited to talk about this topic. As you know, we've been in the pandemic for a while now, and some of the things that might have been really cool and new and interesting back in April or May might feel a little outdated now. You know, we're having to continually pivot. So really, my job here is to hopefully leave you with a few really tangible ideas to bring back to your club. And as Christine said, I'm your regional membership officer. So, and I actually work very closely with Corey Laparty too. But really, I am Rotary staff assigned to assist people like you, volunteers and members at all levels with membership initiatives, strategies, ways to improve the member experience, tools, data, the whole gamut. So you'll have my contact information at the end of the presentation, and hopefully I'll hear more from you. Also, to set some expectations, I told you my cat might be crashing this call. Also, if my internet goes down for whatever reason, you know, you never can tell. We've had some tech issues in Evanston. I invite you to stand up and take a nice minute stretch and reinvigorate yourselves, and I'll get back online very quickly. And then also, some of the events that I'm going to be talking about might be through the lens of looking at how 2020 has been, you know, whether it be wildfires or the pandemic. But really the idea that I want you to take away is, when looking at events and engagement in general, trying to push yourselves to question what's missing, to make everything more flexible and dynamic, because really that's going to serve you in everything you do in Rotary. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started.
Oh,
Sorry.
Julia,
No.
there you go.
No worries. We'll start off with some examples of what some other clubs and even districts have been doing to engage their members, to engage the community. Some things to consider, questions that you might ask or contemplate when you're deciding on a project or an event, or even afterwards. Things, you know, trial and error is okay. And I think regrouping and discussing how it could be made better in the future would be helpful. We'll have a discussion around best practices. And then we're also going to have a discussion brainstorming some ideas It can be examples that you've seen in your own community. It can be ideas that you've seen outside of Rotary at all, and really thinking outside the box. And then leave you with a few resources, some Rotary related, some just event planning related altogether. Okay, so first I want to start off, this one's not really an event so much as it is a really cool activity. The Chicago Lakeview Rotary Club, they're a very vibrant club here, super fun. Every meeting they've been having a Corin theme still now, like even this is taken back in April, but they're still doing it now. And the cool thing is like, it pushes people to compete with each other in a really playful way. It's really disarming and welcoming to guests that come and visit their meeting. For this one, their Corin theme was board games. And so they might have a background, they might dress in costumes, they might have a prop or something like that. And the winner this time won with Clue. He dressed very dapper and used Clue as his board game. So he won a gift card, and then he got to pick the theme for the next meeting. So it's just a little something to look forward to. And it's not mandatory, it's all optional, but it's very playful. So they've done things like 80s night. They've done royalty. They've done nostalgia. I think my best friend won that night. He was wearing a ski sweater. If you remember the soda pop ski, really, really nostalgic there. So, but just something playful and fun. And also you can take notes, but also I would think more about taking notes later on in the presentation, because I'm going to share this slide deck with you, which has notes on each one of these activities for you. Another one that I thought was really great was a scavenger hunt. So the Rotary Clubs of Cambros, they got together and they put on this scavenger hunt, and it served more than just a family-friendly activity. They also were strategic about where they placed the Rotary wheels that participants were supposed to find to highlight some of the projects that they had done in the community and raise more awareness about Rotary, what they are and what they do. So really, really fun. It was over a couple of days. It got people sharing those photos on Facebook and Instagram, again, using that public image to highlight Rotary and make it look fun and playful and safe. You know, people were invited to do it independently or enter as small groups. And then if you completed everything, if you had a photo that you tagged online for all the different stops, then you were entered into a raffle and won a big prize. So again, just something playful. This can be done really as you can see, there's snow on the ground. So this could be done in any season. And you can even partner up with other businesses if maybe there's something that they pick up at a stop or something they participate in to also help promote other businesses. This one is from the East Sacramento Rotary Club. So a lot of, as we all know, a lot of fundraisers traditionally that we were used to can't take place in the same way like they used to. So people have been looking at what can we offer that will get people interested, get people engaged, and help us support other nonprofits or even the projects we're working on. So they hosted a comedy night, but then they also attached to it a virtual silent auction. And people could participate in the silent auction days leading up to the comedy night. They promoted it really well on Facebook. And then they even had pictures of what kind of service is going to. So you can see the members up there. But thinking outside the box, you can also team up with several Rotary clubs to do an event like this. But I liked the idea of you can engage in multiple ways. You could go to the comedy night if you wanted to, but you could also just like try and get a great deal on maybe a vacation or some activity in the community. The Irvine Rotary Club has been very busy. I love some of the things that they're doing. And this one, for example, they always hosted at an annual fun run benefiting cancer patients. They always had a service project table at the end of the race where runners, once they're done, they're stretching out, could help make blankets for patients undergoing chemotherapy. Obviously this year, things have changed. the fun run was canceled, but that didn't stop them from still doing the service project and still being able to hang out in person. So they reserved an area of the park, even had some coverage. They had some picnic tables, people spread out on the lawn, and they were making the blankets that way with masks and spaced apart. And for people that didn't feel safe meeting in person, they actually just had a drive-through. So there were also some volunteers at a drive-through where people could pull up, they could open their trunk, and materials would be placed inside their trunk for them to make blankets throughout the week and drop them off later. So they could still participate in the service even if they didn't feel comfortable being there in person. This club has done more than that though too. Two other things that I want to mention that I don't have photos for. And you can see these are really great photos, so take photos. It really, really encourages people to follow up with your club. But two of the other things that they did were mini socials, where members that had an outdoor dining area hosted small groups of maybe 5 people and hosted dinner spaced outside. And they all did that at once so that they could just have an intimate evening, hang out with some friends. And they've also been doing speed networking events and encouraging members of the community to attend that as well. So they'll break out into small groups and have interview questions for each other. And then they'll rejoin the group and be mixed back up again after 15 or 20 minutes. So they've been trying a lot of different things. This one I just found out about yesterday, and I'm so bummed that I don't live in Hawaii to actually participate in this, at least for the food. So they're having a murder mystery evening, and people can even upgrade to have food included. So that's eyeball goulash is the fun name that they came up with, and then pumpkin mochi cupcakes. And they've got prizes. They're going to have prizes, I think, for best costume, for most dramatic, and then best detective. And it's just a really fun way to celebrate a holiday where maybe you really liked dressing up and going to parties, and this year you just don't feel comfortable doing it, or no one's throwing it. This is another way to kind of have fun with the holidays. And I think that you'll see there will be opportunities for your club to dream up something completely new for the remaining holidays this year, and even for next year. And this one's, sorry, the photos are a little strange. Again, good photos make a world of difference. And this is just what I had to pull from. But the Evanston Rotary Clubs, they noticed that a lot of local nonprofits are struggling because they can't put on the benefits that they're used to putting on. So they hosted a drive-in. And it was a series of drive-ins. This is specifically from when they did the Goonies, which I think you guys will appreciate. It was shot in Oregon. And what they did was they collaborated with a local auto barn, with a local movie theater, and then a local restaurant. So they were able to use the lot from the auto barn. They were, the movie theater is the one that came up and set up the projection, and then the restaurant, for an optional price add-on, you could get prepackaged meals for your whole family, and they charged it by car. Very family friendly, nice expectations and rules set out about how you would engage once you were there, like staying in your car. You could put a chair out if you wanted, and they were going to be doing 3 of these throughout the month of October. So again, like kind of a fun thing to do. Depending on the weather, it might be a little tricky, but thing is, you can still watch from inside your car. And so I want to talk now about some of the items to consider when we're looking at projects like these or events like these. Is it accessible? And what I mean by that is accessibility all the way around. You know, is the time right for people to participate? If people don't feel safe meeting in person and you want to do an in-person event, how can they attend or participate virtually? What component can that be? If you have a hybrid meeting at your club, how is that experience for people meeting in person and then also meeting online? Are the people meeting online kind of forgotten about and left in the corner and not really engaged? Is there a way to better engage them and highlight that they are also still a member of the club, even though they're not there in person? So really looking at accessibility. Then what's missing? kind of like the Halloween events, you know, what fun activities did your club love to do in the past that maybe this year it's just not going to work out? What need could your club be filling with a fun new service or social event, or both, a hybrid? Who's missing from the discussion? Who would be great to bring in to help form this kind of event? And then, oh, got a typo there. It's not venues, it's venues. So taking stock of your resources, the partnerships that you have that might be very interested in participating, the venues available, whether they be online or in person, and then talents within your club or connections that you have that might help put on a really great social event. And I think people have been really blue about seeing what's happening as discouraging, that they're not going to engage in maybe traditions that they really, really enjoyed in the past, or just feeling even more lonely as we head into like cooler weather. So I think right now is an opportunity to really dream up some new ideas. We've already had to become more flexible in general because of the circumstances around this year for safety. So what do you have to lose really by dreaming up something completely new, engaging your club in those conversations and seeing what might be a good fit, engaging your community in those conversations too. It doesn't have to be you building this from scratch. It can be you supporting a new idea in your community as well. And surveys. Honestly, if you're not sure how people feel about it, ask them. You can poll your club live. If you think people don't feel comfortable with that, you can follow up with like a Doodle poll. If you guys have never used Doodle, it's a free survey company. So like, I use it when I'm trying to set up a meeting, what day or time options are available, but it can also be just options in general. So that's what our club did. For instance, like we weren't sure how people felt about meeting in person. So we're putting on a social in November, and somebody decided to add, well, why don't we also make it a drive for Connections for the Homeless, one of our favorite nonprofits. So it's a social. We have guidelines now on what people feel comfortable doing, and we've been dreamed up some ideas on how to include those who won't be there in person. Okay, so now I want to open it up. First, are there any questions based off of what I've just shared? And if you don't have questions, please share ideas on how you think, like what do you think would be inclusive to your members? What does inclusive mean right now? How can you best engage members of your club and your community with social events? I would love to hear from you guys.
Now I'm monitoring the chat. If anybody wants to raise their hand with the responses or put something in the chat, or just raise your hand visually, we can see you.
And we got a question about the survey name. It's Doodle, DOODLE.com.
Okay.
There's a paid version, but honestly, I've never needed the paid version. I just use the free one, and it's very helpful. You're welcome.
I just learned that our district has a SurveyMonkey account that has some of the bells and whistles more than you can get for the free version. And one of our upcoming forums will be about using that to find out, like Julie says, how important it is for us to keep a hand on the pulse of our membership. What are they thinking now? Sometimes we think we know and we don't. Go ahead and unmute yourself if you want to throw something in.
And also, I mean, feelings change over time too, right? I mean, what we might have felt safe doing in April or May, we might feel differently now. So don't be, it's possible for ideas or opinions to change too.
So Chris, can we access that through DACDB for the district survey access?
No, I got Rick Olson gave me the username and password, and it's sort of like our district Zoom account, I imagine, that as long as we're using it for club work, district or club work, then it's available. So if you want to message me, I can get that information out, and of course we will when we have our upcoming meeting. Let's see, David Bassett says before and after photos in the media of Rotary community service projects with a public contest would in. You want to elaborate on that, David?
Yeah, I would love to hear more about that.
Unmute yourself if you do. Well, all I see is his picture, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, there he is.
the chat went off prematurely.
Oh, okay.
In our community, we have many community service projects that the public is not really even aware of. Everything from playgrounds to a recent removal of some greenhouses for a 96-year-old member, to the communities, to the American Legion Hall where we meet when times are good, to the giving tree, and just a plethora of community service projects, principally accomplished by Mike Hewitt. And some of them have been going on continuously for many years, and the public is not even very aware of it. So a before and after photo is what I had in mind, with a spreadsheet in the newspaper and a public contest to identify all those projects. It'd be a way to bring people in that are interested in physically and socially doing things. A lot of this can be done during pandemic because it doesn't matter. Construction of parks and projects within the parks, miniature golf course, and I can't name them all, but there's got to be 100 of them around town.
I love that idea. I love that. Yeah, and it not only highlights what your club has been doing, but then also gets them out kind of and about, and again, more photos of what you're doing too, more photos to share of the projects, but then also of that engagement with the community.
Well, and it also can act as a recruitment tool, because people see this if you're promoting it and might want to get involved with us. I see Corey Laparty. In fact, I know you have this trivia online thing. Talk about that, Corey.
Sure. So in March, my club was sitting around with nothing to do. We were on total lockdown, and I spent a few days and put together a keynote-based trivia. It's 3 rounds of pub trivia, and I've presented it now about a half dozen times, maybe a little more. And so there's music and questions and interaction, and usually works best in groups to 20, 25. But we've done it. We did it for one district with all the president-elects. There was over 90 of them online, doing it as part of one of their meetings. Takes between 45 minutes and an hour, and it's people seem to enjoy it. I customize the slides to the district branding or the club branding, and then all you have to do is sit back and participate. So I handle all the rest, and the only thing I ask is that whether you make it in my name or from one of your members, that some form of donation is made to the Rotary Foundation. So it's raised over $1,000 so far. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And I think when we had talked before too, I think that even and forgive me if I'm wrong, but even sometimes when you did this with your club, you picked a restaurant that you guys were going to support that evening. Is that right? Like if you wanted to pick up takeout and
some groups have done that. We chose a food theme, so we had pizza was the theme the first time we did it, and so everybody either ordered pizza or baked their own pizza. Other groups have had pub snacks as their theme. Like you said, one group chose a restaurant that they all ordered from. So yeah, different ways to get the community involved as well. And then beverages always make it a more fun time. So we encourage that. And there are breaks for bathroom and beverage trips built in so that each round there's a pause for tallying up the scores and for people to refill their glasses. So
Nice.
Has anyone had a social event that didn't go the way you wanted it to? And what kind of problems did you have with that we can talk about? I did. we had, this is why I wanted to talk about that. We had scheduled an opera singer to perform outside in a park, and she had a COVID themed program for an hour. Now, the day before she was going to do that, Oregon upped its "we're scared of COVID" level. So that, frightened a few people, and it kind of got drizzly that afternoon. So that didn't help. Well, we had 6 of us there. And I mean, she had her setup, her microphone amplifier. She had a woman playing an electric keyboard, and people were holding an umbrella over her so she wouldn't get wet. I mean, it was kind of a fiasco. But we're getting into, in Oregon, in District 5110, we're getting into, it's not summer anymore, right? And so we've got to think what works inside. And I don't know all the answers. I'm hoping.
I have one.
Good.
So transition dinner, we decided that we were going to meet at Relic Winery because we could spread outside, we could be socially distanced, we could wear our masks. Unfortunately, that particular evening was 105 degrees and everybody moved inside to get cool. A few people stayed outside, but most people moved inside, which of course made us totally off the grid as far as being socially distant. So I don't think that would happen now after so many months since July, but it's definitely something to consider now that we are moving inside. Make sure that all of your members are aware of each other and are courteous and follow the rules, because we don't want people in the community to say, oh, well, Rotary thinks they're above everybody else and can go ahead and meet. That was our main concern, because we really did try.
I think that's good to share too, making sure the optics match not just to each other, but also to the community, and doing your best.
I see Marvin had a hand up.
Yeah, we have our 3rd gathering happening this weekend, for polio. So we're doing it on Saturday. Our first 2 went off pretty well. One was at a rooftop bar at a hotel, and we had maybe 25 people. 2 weeks later, we had at one of our parks where we actually built the Rotary Pavilion. We had 37 people there, and then we had food brought in all prepared. But we're getting some pushback on this one for Saturday. It's at a local brewery. It has a private room that we have used roughly every 3 months. Every 5th Thursday of a month, we cancel our meeting, and then we have a happy hour on the Friday as a social gathering. So we're having it at the same place, but people are afraid to go to the back room because everyone in the open area are not wearing masks. So we're dealing with that right now. And then we have pizzas brought in from one of the food trucks, and they just bring it in every 10 minutes. They bring in another 2 pizzas. So we'll see what happens.
Is there any information maybe from the business about the ventilation systems they're using? I just wonder if there's more information that could help reassure some of the members. And if that's not the case, then I think it's good to take in that feedback about how people are feeling.
Nothing about ventilation. All the servers do wear masks. Although all the patrons outside and inside, other than in the private room, do not wear a mask. But the private room is fairly large, so we can put 6 people at a table, and there are 12 tables in this large room. So that's not the issue, it's just getting people there. Because although our club ranges from 30 to 94 from an age, the older people, and I'm in that class, are concerned.
Sure. Tom, I see you have your hand up.
I do, thank you. Good presentation so far. I'm getting some good notes, good ideas. One thing that we've had one successful social event, which was a picnic. We had about 28 people there and some kids, and social distancing was really respected, and it was outside. I think we did a good job on that. We're looking at our annual giving event called Bus Jam, where school buses are filled with toys and food, lots of it. And then we have the following week, what we call a distribution day, where families who qualify for our items come by and they shop for the items that they are entitled to take. A couple of bigger items, a couple of smaller items, stocking stuffers. Well, even if we've got more room, we can spread out, we can socially distance. What I'm concerned about a little bit is whether the magnitude of this event, in contrast to whatever COVID news is available at the time that we do this in December, that might clash, and that we might have actually some pushback for even trying to do it, when it's one of the best ways to reach 500, 600, 700 children. But I don't know how to present our effort in a manner that shows everyone that we're being appropriately conscious of the rules in place at the time.
I wonder, just a thought, and I want to hear other people's thoughts too, but I wonder if part of it could be in person for dropping off these donations, but for those who might be frightened to attend in person, or like you said, whatever the news is that day, maybe there can be some online option, like an Amazon wish list, or working with other local businesses too, about like what items are available, and then your club can pick up the items as they order them.
Yeah, I think we're going to have have a virtual aspect for sure, without any doubt, and then we have considered something similar, which is to pre-choose the items according to, like you're saying, some sort of a wish list, so where the people actually drive up and their sack of stuff is ready. I don't know, we're going to have to do something, but I just wanted to share some concerns about the perception. When we do any event and people learn about it, it has to be fairly acceptable to the population that is also restless, is also wanting to do things and so on. But boy, these are some good ideas. And I see our membership committee chair is online, Patty Scott. So I think our membership committee is going to turn its efforts toward these kinds of things to keep people in. We lost 28 members. 28 members last year.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
We've come back, we've returned 2, and we've picked up 6 more.
That's great. That's great. And we can't control the circumstances that are affecting us this year. We know some people are losing their jobs, their family is sick, and I think that you're going about it the right way, about reaching the people who are willing and able to connect right now. And it doesn't hurt to keep in touch with the members who had to leave, just letting them know that you're thinking about them and that you care, because that's the truth, right? Just letting them know that they're still on your minds, and hope that connection stays. One idea when you were talking about the social aspect too, that I just thought of, I've seen people do this with food. I think even Corey's Club might have done this. Sometimes you'll see like a table outside an establishment where there might be a list of items like, hey, you're going in there shopping anyway, but if you happen to buy, you know, extra tissues, we're collecting stuff like that too. It could be used for toys and for the clothing and stuff like that as well. If you were able to set up a partnership, or maybe even you don't have to have a table. There could be signage, and then people can just hand it over to the cashier after they purchase it, just to even space people out even more. It's not the same fun aspect, but it is still a way to at least engage members of the community and collect those items that are so needed still.
Yeah, thank you for that.
I see Carol Kuhn, Simmons, sorry, Carol, from Cottage Grove said that the drive-through idea has been used there. Carol, can you elaborate?
Yeah, we had people that needed specific things at one of the organizations, and so they were able to quote unquote order them ahead of time, and so people were able to get them together and then have them labeled with a master sheet with people's names and a number, and the packages had a number on it, so it was really easy to find the package quickly when the people came. And so there was like a spotter that called in and said, okay, the next car is car number 15. And so you get that package and you're at the table or window, wherever you're going to be distributing the items. And it's Simon's.
Thank you, Carol.
Carol, I'm going to try to get a hold of you. We're considering that approach as well. So I want to see how that goes a little more. Do you mind if I track you down?
Oh, you can track me down. I'm in DACDB.
All righty. Thanks, Carol.
That's what these
You're
meetings,
welcome.
these forums are for, is for you guys to have resources in each other, as well as Julie. And anything I can do to help as well. You know, we've tried, and a lot of clubs have tried these outdoor focused social events. But one idea that we've thought of that we haven't tried yet is, with the winter months approaching, could we use an unused gymnasium or something and have a similar kind of a social event with whatever theme, where you bring your own lawn chairs and your own food or what have you, or however you want to set it up, but bring it inside and still have that idea if it works for your people.
I like that. And in fact, I just saw an ad yesterday that AMC theaters are offering socially distanced private viewings at the movies starting at $99. So you could book an entire theater for your club, for some kind of gathering. We talk about the drive-throughs. There might be limited time for when that will be done. This could be another aspect as well. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I know. When I just saw it, I'm bringing that back to my club too. I was like, ooh.
They
like
probably
this.
have a certain amount of people that they cap it, right?
Exactly. Like you would be spaced out, and you could, depending on the amount of people, would be how large the theater would be, where you could all engage safely.
Well, I like the idea of getting the movie theaters involved for the projection equipment. We've tried that at our club, and I'm not sure that it's going to fly. But we're trying to find a big wall we can project it on, and how many cars will fit in a parking lot. And then you have all of the movie rights. So do you go get a really, really old movie that is in the public domain, or are you going to pay sometimes out the nose for a more current movie? And technologically, I think it short-circuited our committee. So I'm not sure where we're going to go with this, but going in and renting a movie theater for $99 sounds like a whole lot less hassle. And then just, after the $99, it's profit, you can charge everybody whatever to get in.
Exactly.
Who else did I see? Oh, Tom, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, going back to that great slide about the drive-in movie. Did the sound that accompanied that projector screen, how did it reach the cars?
That I don't know. I know traditionally from all of the drive-ins that I've been to in the Chicagoland area, there's not many of them left, but they usually do it through the radio station. And that way you don't have to be touching an item to hang on your car. You can use an empty lot like the auto barn to like have people spread out and you don't have to be parked next to a speaker. You can run it through your radio station.
So that could probably work for a drive-in concert, could it not? Where the group is way over there performing, and then the sound is run through a radio station or however to reach the cars. Same theme, just without the movie.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that idea. And people can be encouraged to, you know, if they don't want to listen to the radio and they want to hear it live, they can set out their chairs next to their car or open the hatch of their car and sit in the back. You know, I've seen a few different ways.
Called premium seating, and that would invite a slightly larger donation.
There you go. There you go. I like that.
I really like that pre-ordered, pre-packaged car hop delivery system for the attendees in their automobiles. That could be way cool.
And I think too, if you, it never hurts to reach out to your local movie theaters to see if they have any older movies that they would be willing to work with you on. If they have, you know, maybe an exchange, because they're struggling right now too. Like, let's be honest, there's a lot of different people that are struggling. So if, you know, Christine, I know you said you were worried about trying to find the wall, trying to find the projection. In Evanston's case, they used the Davis Theater, who came and set up all of that. So there's incentive to promote them as a theater and how to engage with them as well. So if you can enlist that talent and resource so that you don't have to worry about the logistics in that way, it's twofold. It benefits both parties.
Well, I'm definitely going to give our theaters a call. I think that would just make, you know, this whole COVID thing, and then you throw in the wildfires, has frustrated a lot of us, right? You know, you keep trying things, you fall on your face, you get back up because we're Rotarians, and you try something different. I think when, not if, but eventually this COVID era is going to be behind us. It's going to recede like a bad tidal wave, and we are going to be left with tools and technology and flexibility that is going to make Rotary even better. We're forced to do this. We're forced to learn how to Zoom, how to poll our people, and how to use some of the tools we've had all along, but we've just not been motivated. There was no sense of urgency to use them. Well, we got urgency now, don't we?
Absolutely. I also think that there's going to be more stable partnership relationships go after this as well, because we're all facing a different kind of struggle. I know that even through our mask making project, I got to know so many more of the businesses and build those partnerships locally than ever before. And I think that, yeah, we are really in this together. So helping each other out, being able to enlist each other's help as well. It looks like we've got a couple comments too from David. A good
Bandon recently had a meeting in the Sprague Theater with program speaker on the stage, 30 people spread out in a space for 200. Masks were good, and the ventilations and the acoustics. What was the program speaker, David? Where'd you go? Yeah, must have stepped away. Who else? Let's see. Marvin says Regal cinemas have closed, so just local movie houses are available. So it depends on what you have in your area.
the program speaker at Bandon was Marie Simons, who's the executive director of the Wild Rivers Coast Alliance, the philanthropic arm of Bandon golf courses. And they put hundreds of thousands of dollars into the community annually. She gave a beautiful rundown on not only what they do, but also a ballot measure for the Bandon School District.
We
Very
have
nice.
about 5 minutes before I have to start wrapping things up. Who had a challenge that they wanted to bring up today and haven't had the opportunity to do that? Mimi, unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, Mimi.
Sorry, I thought my bar did that, but it didn't.
Okay.
My challenge is, or our club's challenge is, how do we get recruit new members when, while we're going through all this? I just know that typically when pre-COVID, you bring someone to one of our meetings and the positive energy and the friendliness of everybody, it's so inviting and welcoming, and people get excited to become new members. But how do you do that with Zoom and stuff? I don't know. How do you get it?
Great question. I've been doing that with my own club right now too, right? I mean, I think it's just about shifting the cultural of what's so vibrant about your in-person meetings to online. And it might not be exactly how you host a meeting would shift to exactly how it is online. Figuring out a way, I don't know how your club meets, but for instance, mine, we meet twice a month and we put a social at the beginning of the meeting for the first half hour. Sometimes it's a game. We also have Corin themes. We have themes that we go around, and then it's just playful discussion and getting to know each other. We encourage members to bring, if you know someone new to the area, if you know someone that's feeling out of touch, it's hard to make friends as adults. We're not, unless you're at work or in school, sometimes it's really difficult. Even this weekend, I saw a few people and they talked about it's been hard to make friends. And I was like, we're having a social. Do you want to come? And they're online or in person, they were interested. And I think just taking a minute to examine how you're currently meeting and where there can be even more social opportunities woven through there, being inclusive about making sure everyone's introducing themselves, getting to know each other. If you're worried about, if for some reason, if you feel like you're feeling low energy, ask another member to help pump up the energy and fun. I've felt that way too if I've had a long day. So just a few things to consider. I hope that will help.
I ask one more. So how do you charge new members when you're through Zoom?
We are using Venmo, and Venmo it's connected to your bank account. Yeah, let's say you can also
I'm
do
sorry.
PayPal. Okay.
I didn't explain it well enough. I mean, do you charge them the same as you would if they were coming into your club meetings physically?
Absolutely.
Their annual dues? Yeah.
Prorated in the current year, but yeah, we want to bring these people in because they want to be part of our club. They want to be part of Rotary. We ask ahead of time, are you going to be able to be a sustaining member in terms of our due structure and our expectations for contributions to RI, etc. We're charging the usual amount and having no problem.
Okay. Right.
And if for some reason, some people are unemployed right now that usually wouldn't be, Our club is doing member sponsor. So on top of our dues, people can choose to add on $50 and more. They can specifically add it to a member. Like, for example, one of our members, she just became the board of the local YMCA, but she did lose her day-to-day job because unfortunately she streamlined herself out of a position, which is just really unfortunate. But we know she's a contributing member and she will be with us long term, but we want to be able to support her engagement while she finds a new position. So
we're doing payments with a couple of Rotarians. We're doing payments instead of, we got to be creative on that front as well. I really like that idea about what you said, sponsor somebody else or matching for a person to keep them in. I really like that idea.
Well, this
Thank
is
you.
really good because we're touching on a lot of topics that are options for you to choose from for future focuses. So we try to start with the focus, say, on social, but I noticed we talked about projects, we talked about recruitment, we talked about how do you get people more engaged. And these are all important because none of these topics are in a vacuum, right? Julie has promised that she's got some meeting resources that she's going to send me that I can send you and everybody else that didn't manage to make it today. I'm also going to be sending you the recording of today's program so that you can review it, share it, invite other clubs that may be struggling but couldn't make a 10 o'clock on Tuesday meeting. So those are all options. I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll, and I'd like you to vote on multiple choice. What are you most interested in seeing? Can you see it? Can you see the poll?
I see it.
Okay. Can you all see it? Nod your head or something. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you must see it. I'm getting some responses. I'm going to give you a minute to vote on that. And while we're doing that, I think Marv had his hand up.
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. First, new membership. When we had our roof gathering, one member brought a potential member, and then he expressed an interest. We also had two other people that had expressed interest just because they've heard about the Rotary. So I met with each one for an hour, and it was an hour and a half, just on a one-on-one, talking about the difficulties of Zoom and everything else. One of the women decided she wanted to wait until there was more in-person gatherings. The other person, who was a past president of Baker City, said yes, he would like to, continue and join. And then the third is the new superintendent of schools for the Redmond School District, and we're making him a civic member, for our club. So that's done that. As far as the dues cost, we charge quarterly dues, which includes all meals and all dues and everything. So there's just that one amount that people pay quarterly. The board opted not to charge anything for the second quarter. And anybody that wanted to continue to pay would go into a special fund to help those people that are having problems with the dues. That account is still over $1,000 because only 3 people took it over. Third quarter dues was full dues, including all lunches. And fourth quarter dues has been reduced by 80% because we didn't meet in person. So, and there was no pushback from anybody.
That's wonderful. I love that. Well, just to keep us on time, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm just going to briefly go over some of the resources. Meeting online, it's a learning topic on Rotary.org, and it is a wealth of resources, not only from Rotary, but also from clubs and districts all over the world. And so you can go there and pull out and peruse some information there. Also, Eventbrite. You might have seen that some events are held online or ticketed through Eventbrite online. They have a great guide. They've really done a good job of pivoting free resources for people who are looking to plan events. Social media. will not be ashamed to admit that I Facebook stalk clubs for cool events that they're doing. If you do use your search function and just look up to see what other clubs are doing, it might inspire you as well. And then keeping in touch with each other. I love some of the idea sharing that's happened here today, as well as just collaboration of, hey, I'm going to reach out to you afterwards to get the nuts and bolts and how you did that.
Well, great. You know what? That hour went really, really fast. I'm really pleased that I got to see a lot of you again and hear some ideas. Looks like the polling says next month we want to talk about hybrid meetings. I'm not surprised because I've heard that just one-on-one. Any of you want to get a hold of me? I'm Christine at Leader Support Service. I'm in the Eugene Southtown Club. Respond to any email, call, text, whatever. And Julie's sharing her information, and she's a very responsive, busy lady, but always willing to take time for us. So thank you again, Julie, for coming, and thanks everybody for being here.
Thanks for having me. Thank you all for your great ideas and participation. Honestly, the presentations, like if you're not contributing, it's just me talking at you a whole bunch, and that's real strange. So I love the ideas that you've all shared. I hope you all keep in touch. And thank you, Christine.
Okay, I'm going to end the meeting then. Thanks again for coming. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank
See you
you.
next month.